If you like old cameras, then you probably heard of the Nikon D7000. Kind of a legendary camera, I believe. And I own this camera. I bought it in 2011. And yeah, I still have it. And today I want to try out if this camera is usable for video. Well, the Nikon D7000 can only record full HD in 24 frames per second. So I had to turn it down a bit to HD, but it should not make that much of a difference. The Nikon D7000 is a very fast camera. It has 16 megapixels, 16.1 I believe, and it has 4.77 in the pixel pitch, so it's on the flatter end, and you will see what I mean. The camera produces very nice pictures, yeah, but very, very flat. The Nikon D7000 can even flatten out old vintage glass lenses, right? It can flatten out the effect completely. I'm not quite sure why this is, but it's told that this camera is capable of doing exactly that. Like this one right now, we have a Sigma 16mm 1.4 mounted on the Sony a6700. It's a very flat combo, and you see I'm pretty flat. So we will then switch to the Nikon D7000 and see what results we will get. The lens that is mounted is the standard kit lens. It's 18 to 105, 3.5 to 5.6, so variable aperture, and a lot of lenses. It has 15 lenses in 11 groups, and this will give us, should give us pretty much flatness. We have, but on paper we have 1.3 in the ratio of elements to groups, and this is quite good, yeah. But we still have one ED glass inside of this lens, and this ED glass is in the middle. So it could be that the one spherical element will sort of make it up to the ED glass and produce some micro contrast, but I doubt it, because the spherical element is at the front of the lens and the ED is in the middle. This is not a good combo. But even though if we calculate the complex groups and the dispersion of the lens, we get 0.27, and this is a pretty good number. So in theory, at least in theory, it should give us micro contrast and the good tonality, but the sensor of the D7000 won't. It will even eat up, I would say, the micro contrast and rendition of older lenses like the Helios or old Zeiss lenses that I own, 50mm. Even with these lenses, I do not believe I see any depth and any micro contrast, but we will check it out. How do you like this image so far? This is the Sigma and the Sony a7600. This is the Sigma 16 1.4 and the a6700. It should give us a very flat image, but exceptional good autofocus. So let's mount this and we will see what it gives us. And there we are. Now we are recording this video in HD, like in old times with the Nikon D7000. So, and I don't believe that we can see any good rendition, any tonality. The sensor does not give us a lot of that. It is very sharp, it is very fast, and I don't think that we will have a beautiful image despite all the nice roses surrounding me. Now, the lens in theory should give us something, but since there are so many elements, it's like 15 elements, 11 groups, the Sigma 1.4 16mm has, I believe, 16 elements. So the more elements are in that lens, the less micro contrast you will get. Elements will eat it up, they will kill this effect. So the more lenses you have, so this is a zoom lens, and zoom lenses do not produce these kind of images, in my opinion. Tell me your opinion, but in my opinion, zoom lenses almost, no, they do not have any 3D pop whatsoever. The prime lenses, fast prime lenses with a low element count, give us this nice look, this older look, this medium format look, I would say, and produce good micro contrast and 3D pop. But this combination, I do not think this is any good. And of course we do not have continuous autofocus, at least not usable. So I had to focus on something. You can guess what it is, but we will see. And for video, this camera is good if you can mount it somewhere and just want to use it to film yourself. It's all right, I think, because this camera is very cheap in 2025. So it's a good one. I do not want to talk it down. It's a very good camera, and I used it for years, and it produces very nice images paired with some good sharp lenses, but it will not give you the effect. And I would almost say that no matter what lens you mount on this camera, the effect will not be there. So do not expect it if it is something that you are looking for. If you're looking for a versatile camera that is fast, produces good images, has a nice picture profile, then you can not go wrong with the Nikon D7000, and it's cheap. It's very, very cheap and usable for that. So, of course, it's not a modern camera. I believe it is from 2011 or 10. So it's an oldie. But I like old glass. I like old cameras. They give us very nice images and more smooth. But in this case, I am not so sure. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you in the next one.